Alright, let's look at the homework 14.1, problem number 8. Alright, so we have this function of two variables, z equals sine of x times y. Let's try to sketch this picture. Alright, so I'm going to open up GeoGebra here. Alright, so I'm going to just type in, I'm going to define f of x comma y to be sine of x times y, right? And hit enter. Alright, and then I need to open up a 3D graphics view. So open up a graphics view there, and hopefully it'll pop up. Alright, so we have that. Alright, so maybe I'm gonna just make it a little bit bigger, and maybe get closer a little bit. Alright, so you can see that this is the surface there. Alright, so let's see what kind of surface we have here. Alright, so it looks like C should be the correct picture. So I'm gonna just choose C there. Alright, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and check that. Submit for testing. Alright, I came back and looks like we got the part A correctly. Alright, so we want to match the function with the contour map. Okay, so here's how we do it. Alright, so first thing is I'm gonna make what it's called slider. Right, slider here, and I'm gonna just click somewhere in the graphics, and I would like to use K for that, and it goes between -5 and +5, and say OK. All right, then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna draw a plane which is z equals k. All right, so which looks like this. All right, so you have that. All right, then we get to move this. Actually, we don't want to get that big, actually. Yeah, so see, you can move this plane here. All right, and actually I'm going to change this slider a little bit. It goes from -5 to +5. We don't need to get that big, so I'm gonna change it to -1 to +1. Right, then you can see that we get to move this up and down and see the intersection curve. All right, to sketch the intersection curve, here's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm going to basically set the f of x comma y equals k, but to sketch that, command is implicit curve. Right, then we're gonna have f of x comma y. You can probably put that in there, x comma y, then minus k, and then hit enter. All right, so we have that. All right, then we get to move the plane a bit. See, you can see that as you move the plane, it changes its picture a bit, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sketch a bunch of them, and let's see, I'm gonna set k to be 0 for now. Right, k to be 0. So we get that. So I'm gonna put a trace on. So here, let's see. So implicit curve, and I'm gonna put a trace on. All right, and I'm gonna do a bunch of different curves. For example, k is equal to maybe 0.1. Then you get that, and then we can do k is equal to 0.2. Get that, and maybe k is equal to maybe I'll skip to 0.5, right? And maybe k is equal to 0.8 or something like that, right? And if you go to a negative direction, we can do k is equal to say negative 0.5, and you get that. And we can do k is equal to negative 0.8 or something like that. Alright, so we end up getting this type of picture, and we can probably see a little bit more if we want. Alright, then we can just get a little bit closer. Alright, so what type of, let's say, so here's the contour curve, and if you go here, alright, then you can see that the picture we're looking at is probably more like a number 2. Let's double check. You can see that's pretty much the same picture, right? So we have number 2, right? So this is the correct picture, right? So it says the function is, let's see, what's the choices, right? Parabolic or periodic. So let's see, in x, y, let's see. So since you have, if you go back here, so it's a sine function, so it's a periodic, right? So the function is periodic in both x and y, and the function is, let's see, when x and y is interchanged, it's actually the same when x is interchanged with y. So its graph is symmetric about the plane y equals x, right? Because we can exchange x and y, so it's got to be, y is equal to x, and the function is, let's see what kind of choice, 0, let's say along xy axis. Let's double check there, right? Right, along the x-axis and the y-axis, what's going on there? Right, so you can see, let's see if you, maybe it's a hard, right? You can see that along the axis, it looks like it's intersecting with the xy plane, which means that the z value is 0. Right, so if you go here, and it's going to be 0 along the x and y axis. These conditions are satisfied only by, let's see, so we have to pick a picture, right? This is either C or looks like D, right? And the C and D, right? We have a C and we have a D. Oh, actually, C and actually number 2, maybe not D. Let's see. Here along the x-axis, y-axis, it's probably 0. And the C and the D, this one actually, D wasn't it. So it's a C and the number 2. Right? So let's double check the answer. Alright, so it came down, and looks like we got all of these correctly. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.